Just seen a clip of the Wallow show where he was interviewing 50 Cent and the other little dude asked him a question. Small talk.
You know, Ross take a shot at you a couple weeks ago about a girl that you're not even with no more. And then, what is it with you and Ross that's just been going on for so long?
I spend it to you, right? Nothing else works for him outside of mentioning me. When things get bad.
Rick Ross is done playing nice. He's firing back at the disrespect with no hesitation. 50 Cent and Gillie tried to come at him sideways, throwing shade and calling him broke. And Ross, he snapped right back. Every time his name gets tossed in the drama, things heat up fast, and this time, it's no different. So let's break down how this all exploded, and why Ross is standing tall, refusing to fold. This beef, it's old school, but still hits like fresh fire. Ross and 50 been going at it for years, and this latest round is just another chapter in their never-ending war. It all started way back in 2008 when Ross said 50 gave him a shady look at the BET Awards. Yeah, just a look. That one moment lit a fuse, and it's been fireworks ever since. By early 2009, Ross came out swinging with his diss track Mafia Music, aiming straight at 50's personal life. 50 didn't sit back. He clapped back instantly with Officer Ricky mocking Ross for being a former corrections officer. He didn't just diss him, he dragged him, called him out, cracked jokes, and didn't hold back one bit. But 50 wasn't satisfied with tracks alone. He turned the beef into a straight-up circus. He created a whole character named Pimpin' Curly and dropped a wild video called A Psychic, roasting Ross like it was open mic night at the comedy club. It was straight up savage. Then things got real messy. 50 crossed major lines when he exposed DJ Khaled's mom's workplace and her home. Yes, he really went there. People were stunned. Like, did he seriously just do that? But 50 still wasn't done. Somehow he got hold of a sex tape featuring Ross's ex, Lastonia Leviston, and added his own twisted commentary over the footage. That move backfired big time.
I just seen a clip of the Wallow show where he was interviewing 50 Cent and the other little dude asked him a question, small talk. But ultimately, the question that should have been asked was, you jumped out there during the beef, the West Coast versus the Canadian, and I thought Dr. Dre put you on. I thought Dr. Dre was the set. I thought you was loyal to Dr. Dre. You mean you went with the Canadian over Dr.
Lastonia sued him in 2010 for leaking that tape without permission. By 2015, the court hit 50 with a brutal $5 million in damages, plus another $2 million in extra penalties. That's a $7 million loss just for going way too far with the petty games. Even after that, 50 kept going. In 2013, he went on Twitter to clown Ross after Ross got into a car crash trying to escape gunfire. No sympathy, just jokes. These two never let up, sneak dissing each other online in interviews, dropping little shots whenever they could. The hate ran deep. By 2020, Ross shut down any talk about doing a versus battle with 50. He threw shade by questioning if 50 was even still relevant. It was cold. And just when things seemed to be cooling off, boom, 50 came back swinging. He clowned the first week sales numbers for Ross and Meek Mill's collab album, Too Good to Be True, laughing at their 31,000 sales. Ross didn't flinch. He brushed it off, flexed back, and reminded everyone that both of them are still making stacks, period. This beef has always been personal, loaded with disrespect, and never shows signs of ending. And now, it's back in full force like it never left. The newest chapter kicked off when 50 pulled up on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast with Gillie and Wallow. Gillie stirred the pot immediately, bringing up Ross and those slick little jabs he's been throwing lately. That's when 50 snapped. He claimed Ross only mentions his name when things go left, just to get attention. Outside of mentioning me when things get bad, you mention me. It gets covered for you, 50 said. Straight up called him a clout chaser. Shots fired. But Ross wasn't staying quiet. He clapped back hard, mocking 50's recent land purchase in Shreveport, Louisiana. Ross shaded it as cheap land, like 50 could only afford discount property. Then he went full flex mode, boasting about having another 100 plus acres behind his estate. And to top it off, he told 50 to pull up and shoot something on his land if he wanted to. That's a major flex, but Ross wasn't done flexing. Not even close. He kept the spotlight on himself by bragging about how his car show pulled 15,000 people straight to his estate, turning his front yard into a full-on stadium. He made sure everyone knew his property isn't just big, it's boss level. This ain't just beef anymore. It's a straight-up showdown about who's richer, louder, and living larger. Then things took a left turn. Ross decided to drag Gillie into the mess just because he hosted the podcast where 50 made his comments. Like, what? Gillie wasn't even in it like that. But he wasn't about to stay silent either. He jumped on IG and clapped back with, "What did I do? Your beef is not with me, black man." And that line said it all. Real ones felt that. It was kind of strange, though. Ross actually name-dropped Gillie, even though dude barely said anything during the whole back and forth. The only thing he did was laugh. Yeah, it was loud, but come on. That's what anybody does when 50 starts roasting. That man turns every diss into a comedy show. When 50's in the zone, it's like a roast battle you can't look away from. People laugh right along, even if they ain't trying to pick sides. 50's got that rare energy where he knows how to turn beef into a whole entertainment moment. And most people online feel like 50 walked away with the W this round. It's not even close. One commenter backed him up, saying everything he said was facts. "I get covered everywhere. They get blog mentions." Brutal. Another fan said it straight. 50 basically gave Ross a free masterclass right on his own turf. Like, if Ross wasn't paying attention, that's his loss. Some even said 50 dropped $1 million worth of game on that podcast, using Ross's own people to school him. That's savage. This whole back and forth proves one thing. This feud ain't going anywhere. Their history is too deep, their ego's too massive, and neither one is trying to be the first to blink. In their eyes, making peace equals looking weak. And here's the wild part. This beef actually keeps their names buzzing in the culture. Every diss track, every shady post, every sarcastic chuckle, it all keeps the streets talking. But now, it's gone way past just music. This beef got personal a long time ago. They've taken shots at each other's families, finances, even landed in court over it. That sex tape situation with Ross's ex, that wasn't petty, that was straight up legal warfare. And once it hits that level, forgiveness don't even seem like an option anymore.
Ross take a shot at you a couple weeks ago about a girl that you're not even with no more. And then, what is it with you and Ross that's just been going on for so long?
I spent it to you, right? Nothing else works. For him, outside of mentioning me. When things get bad, you mention me, it gets covered further. You see TMZ and say, 50 Cent said this is gonna be bad for Irv Gotti's career.
And 50. His pockets took some big hits too. That $7 million lawsuit, yeah, that left a mark. It only added more pressure and more heat to the fire that's still burning. One of the biggest reasons this beef won't fade out? Simple. Neither of them respects the other's hustle. They stay throwing shade, acting like the other one's moves ain't legit. And now with social media, it only takes one slick post to spark a whole new chapter. They're fans, they live for this. They drop memes, stir the pot, and make sure the drama never dies. At this point, the feud has become part of their brand. It's like a never-ending saga in hip-hop history. And let's keep it real, rivalries like this, they're part of the culture. But still, this one feels like it could go on forever. Unless something big happens, legends like Dr. Dre have tried to calm it down before. Maybe he'll step in again. And now that both Ross and 50 are stacking money from TV, liquor, and business moves, this kind of drama could start looking like a bad investment. Maybe they'll outgrow it, or maybe, just maybe, a monster collab comes along that forces them to join forces for the bag. But that's a huge maybe, because let's be honest, this whole thing runs on pride, clout, and old school disrespect.
I get covered across the board. They get covered on the hip hop blogs. It is what it is. And you watch, because I have nothing else to say. You'll just see it happen periodically as they go.
Unless somebody takes a major L or decides to move different, they're gonna keep clashing like this forever. And Ross ain't the only one on 50's radar. 50 Cent stays wrapped up in drama online like it's his second job. He's always throwing jabs at celebs. Fans are starting to notice the pattern. He uses controversy to stay trending. This is his playbook, and he's been running it for years. From Ja Rule to Kanye, even Madonna. 50's clashed with everybody. His go-to move? Roasting folks over flops, scandals, or straight-up embarrassing moments. Album flopped? 50's got jokes. Public meltdown? 50's already posting memes. He knows how to flip chaos into clout, and that's exactly how he keeps himself in the spotlight. The fans, they're split. Some love his savage comebacks and how he keeps it raw and unfiltered. Others think he crosses the line and burns way too many bridges. It's a double-edged sword, no doubt, but one thing's for sure, it definitely keeps him relevant. But not everyone's here for the drama. Some folks are getting tired of the non-stop trolling. Whether it's artists or fans, a lot of people feel like 50's antics cross the line sometimes. And when it comes to the mess with Rick Ross, don't hold your breath for a truce. These two made it very clear they ain't interested in squashing anything. In the world of hip-hop, this kind of beef isn't just common. It's part of the culture. It gets the blogs buzzing, the streams rising, and everybody tuning in for the next move. 50's been running this playbook for years, and it still works like magic. He knows how to keep the spotlight exactly where he wants it, on him. Whether it's dropping hits, producing shows, or going toe-to-toe with industry giants, 50 Cent knows how to work the system. And this war with Rick Ross, it's just another wild chapter in his long list of headline-making beefs. Neither of them is trying to be the bigger man. Not now, not ever. As long as 50 can turn drama into buzz and buzz into money, best believe he's going to keep the shots coming. More shade, more headlines, more chaos, it's what keeps this saga alive. So stay locked in, because this showdown is far from over. But now we want to hear from you. What do you think about 50 Cent's latest shots at Rick Ross? Is he dropping truth bombs or just stirring the pot for clout? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget, like, comment, share, and smash that subscribe button so you never miss the next chapter in this wild ride. Catch you on the next one.